My name is Bob Dingman. I was an EM2 electrician's mate. Actually, before the commissioning, we took it to sea for the first time. Before the commissioning, you do what's called sea trials. So we did our sea trials off of New Jersey, Virginia, off there. So we did sea trials and back in and out a couple times in Philadelphia for sea trials. And we had the commissioning, did some more sea trials, and then from there we went to Norfolk. We loaded ammunition in Norfolk for one day and brought all the ammunition, the 16-inch shells, the 5-inch shells, all the ammunition aboard for down off near Norfolk. And then we were in port in Norfolk for a weekend there. And we had what we did all the time. We had what they called an open house for the ship. So anybody that wanted could come to the Navy base and tour the ship. They could only tour the main deck, couldn't go down below unless you were a special guest, a captain or somebody. But we averaged typically tens of thousands of people over the weekend came to visit the ship because of the fact that it was, as I mentioned, the only active battleship, and all the sailors wanted to see it. People that like, so we left. We were in Norfolk, and then we left Norfolk and went down through the Panama Canal, which is it takes a whole day to go through the Panama Canal. We dropped anchor on the Atlantic side, the Gulf side, and they had to take some things off the side of the ship that they pumped out water and stuff, so they had to take those off because the canal is 110 feet wide, the ship is 108 feet wide. So you've got a foot or less on each side of the ship to get through there, and it was intentionally built that way so that you could use the canal. So that took a day. We had stopped on the other side for the night at our first Liberty, and then we went from there straight up to Long Beach, and that was our home port for that summer of '68, where we did more training off the coast of California. Went in and out pretty much every week. We would leave on Monday, come back on Friday, and we would be in port for the weekend and restock, and guys would have Liberty, and then we'd go back out to sea for the next week, and we'd do more Navy bombardment training for the gunners, mates, engineering training. You know, we'd do general quarter drills, and they had inspectors come on board, and they would do scenarios with us and come down to the engine room and tell some guy standing there, that just happened to your equipment, what are you going to do? And you had to react and do it just like it was, and you had to tell other people, and they had to react. So it was all the training that you have to operate a ship of that size. And then it was from there on, and once that was done, and we had a family cruise where the family went out for a day. You could invite your family, and then in August or early September, we left for Vietnam. Left and went to Pearl Harbor, stopped there and did more tours there, and then on to Subic Bay in the Philippines, and on to the gun line off the coast of Vietnam. On September 30th was our first day on the gun line.